Hello everyone. This is Marielle, Pritam, Shutang, and Ovio. So our subject is the analysis of live user-generated content in sport coverage, and our client is the Agence France Presse. So the Agence France Presse is the largest French news agency and one of the 3 largest news agencies in the world. Through this project, AFP wants to understand the trends of sports user-generated content on the internet and across the various platforms of digital media. AFP's main objective is to create opportunities for the public, the athletes, and AFP journalists to interact on sports events in real time. The setting. So what is user-generated content? It started as a 3-month pilot project funded by the BBC in January 2005 to capture the best material sent in by the audience. Just as the pilot was being evaluated, the London bombings occurred in July 2005. Within 6 hours, they received 1,000 images, 4,000 text messages, and 20,000 emails. It was the beginning of citizen journalism. In 2006, CNN launched CNN iReport to integrate user-generated news content to its program. At the same time, its rival, Fox News Channel, created UReport. So user-generated content has become the social media language with which the whole planet can interact and dialogue in a virtual community. Social media has become one of the most powerful sources of news updates through platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, and many more. That is why traditional media like AFP need to provide news adapted to these connected readers, especially in sports where social media is the most active. In this presentation, we will go through the project mission and objectives, the research methodology, the analysis, the findings, the conclusions, and recommendations. The project has 3 missions. First, study how readers participate in sport coverage, react to sports news, and create content about it. Second, define a strategy to make AFP more interactive during sports events. Third, elaborate a concept to make AFP a platform for live UGC comments on sports. AFP's objectives in this project are: first, find a way to engage readers and encourage user-generated content from AFP sports news. Second, create opportunities for the public and athletes to interact on AFP sports news. Third, take advantage of the fact that there is still a lot to do on the digital media market. Fourth, develop or find an interactive application that could contain AFP's live sport content. In this way, AFP could be the first news agency to exploit social networks fully and create an online space where AFP journalists, the athletes, and the public could meet and discuss live sports events and issues. The floor to Shutang.
Thank you very much, Lady. And our first step to do the analysis is the benchmarking analysis. And the objective of this benchmarking analysis is to provide AFP with a deeper insight into the comparative quality performances from the user-generated content aspect by selecting several few major sports websites and sports mobile applications. So as the AFP could adapt it with a strategy into integrating UGC into its media offers. So this benchmarking, we attempt to develop some qualitative metrics to analyze the quality of the content generated, which is 30 sports websites and 30 mobile applications. This matrix used by website, we choose popularity level by visit, which means is to get the per day how many visits to this website, and also user involvement. It means how many users are involved in generating content to the website, including comments, blog articles, and so on. And user age, reach, we choose 5 different ranges, but we only list the largest and the second largest group. Education background is also, we choose no college, some college, and the graduate school. We only list the largest group and the second large. UGC type, which means we list the means of UGC provided by the website, include blog, comment, forum, and vote, and so on. And does this website have an official social network service page? The possible value is yes and no. Also, we choose 4 metrics for mobile application, things that are different. So it's possibility of posting comments, rating, this is free or paid applications. The mobile platform is iOS, Android, or Windows Phone, or something else. From the website, we divided the 30 website into 2 categories: sports organization website or sports media website. As the table shows, this is sports organization website. We list some examples, and this is the sports media website. After the benchmarking, we can easily find the sports media website are much more popular than sports organization website, which is not a surprise because they are professional media company. And user comment are the most popular means of generating UGC, but which is not fidelity. Blog articles are often used by popular sports websites to enrich their live content. Most often, those blog articles can trigger more user interaction in terms of comment and post. But blog articles, but maybe a potential UGC source to be integrated by AFP media offer, but it will not be posted at the same time. So our team thinks microblogs like Twitters, the terms of like Twitters, have greater potential to be used in the next step. And for the mobile application, we also did similar tables like website, but our team also found 2 useful examples. It's PlayUp and GetBlue. This is the PlayUp. And the PlayUp can be posted at the same time on Facebook and Twitter directly from the application, which is easily to be used by the users. And GetBlue is combined our attributes from Twitter, Facebook, and Foursquare, and it's possible to watch sports events and games alive. So by this stage, our benchmarking is lead to some clue for us to do the next step, to the survey, to have more information for AFP. So the next step is our colleague Peter. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shuang. As Shuang just mentioned, we have seen the sport media organization websites, the sport mobile applications, the popularity is increasing. There has been a significant increase in the number of people who are trying to interact on the social media platform, expressing their opinions, adding comments, and for that reason we thought of why not do an analysis of what are the factors that make these people engage to these websites or the sport mobile applications usage. So we prepared a questionnaire with beware of how many questions we should have for our questionnaire. We did a survey like, okay, 15 questions is a good thing, which can be completed in 5 minutes, and we would get more and more inputs. But then, yes, even for 15 questions, we got a total of 133 entries. We had sent it to our colleagues and friends on Facebook, on LinkedIn. We sent it to students of EPFL and EHL. We got 133 entries. And based on our analysis of qualitative and quantitative, our client asked us to do a further study of the CBS Sport mobile application and the ESPN community tool. We were also requested to do a rough estimate for the cost of developing a sport mobile application, but later on it was ruled out of scope. And let's review the results of our questionnaire for each and every question. Our first questionnaire was, where do we get the sport information from? Of course, as we had expected, internet was the preferred choice for many. Since we are targeting on websites and sport mobile applications, our next 2 questions were, which is your favorite website for consuming sport news? And ESPN topped the list. we had, since it was a text box, so we have different variants of ESPN, like ESPN, ESPN.com, ESPN.com. But yeah, it topped the list in our survey. And when we checked it for the favorite application for sports, it was Eurosport, ESPN, and Twitter applications, which were at the top in the answers. Yes, we wanted to know what do we look for when it comes to sport coverage. Yes, this was a multiple choice question, and people answered everything like news, articles, videos, statistics, picture. Yeah, I mean, all the options were selected by majority of the people. Then came the main part: do they want to comment on the social media platform for the news that they read? So out of 133, we got a response of 70%, which said yes. That is, 94 people said yes, we want to comment on social media platform. 39 said no. We asked them which platform would they prefer to comment and or share the news of sports. Facebook and Twitter was at the top. How often do they comment about sports on social media platforms? On specific events, the question was in a kind of do they comment during Olympics or FIFA World Cup or any other major event? 45% said yes. Around 30% said they don't do it ever. Yes, we all have favorite athletes, maybe Roger Federer, Michael Schumacher, we all have favorite athletes. And athletes nowadays comment on Twitter. They add some post on Twitter and people keep following the tweets, retweet it, they do it again and again. And we asked the question, do you follow athletes on social media platforms like Twitter? It was a 50-50, 52% said yes, 42% said no. And around 52% when we asked, does the social media platform looks more appealing if athletes interact? They said yes, since we like the athletes, yes, it is more appealing. How many times, when we asked how many times a day they check the application or website to follow sports, 78% said 1 to 5 times, which is a big number. They keep on looking at it again and again. Just out of curiosity, we wanted to ask which are the sports that they follow. The news of sports that they follow, it is soccer, tennis, cricket, Formula 1, it was almost all the sports. We also wanted to know whether they would be willing to pay for a sport mobile application, because we are using applications nowadays a lot, and a majority of them said no, we want it free. So yes, it was 60%, but yes, few of them said that we are willing to pay around 5 francs if it is a good sport mobile application. And what makes a good sport mobile application? It was again a free test for them to answer, and people gave us wide range of answers from it should be defect free, it should give us live scores for the events that is ongoing, it should give us information about athletes, the leagues that they have liked. And when we check the statistics for age and gender, out of the 133, 66% were male and 34% were female, and the major age and the majority of the people who answered were in the age group of 26 to 35. Now, on our client's request, when we further studied the ESPN community tool, we found it's a very good website which gives you information of more than 20 different leagues and all the teams that participate in that league. It has different sections for videos, news, galleries, player profiles. Users can comment on the post made by journalists. They can interact among each other. They can have a chat room, and they can share the content then on Twitter or on Facebook. And when we check the sport mobile application, it's a really good sport mobile application. It is free, which can be downloaded on iOS as well as Android, which has the major market share. And it gives an option to subscribe to RSS News, which once again, when you subscribe it gives you live scores during the ongoing events. Using this application, we have found that few of the players also use this application. They make comments, journalists make comments, and then people use that comment and retweet on Twitter, or they post it on their Facebook accounts. And like the ESPN community tool, it also gives the possibility to select the leagues, teams that a user needs to follow. And based on our analysis, we have some findings and conclusions and a recommendation to our client, which will be explained by Mario.
Yeah, so after we gathered all the information of the different analyses that we made, we found out the newspapers, websites, and television network websites like the one like ESPN, NBC, and BBC were not very involved in terms of user-generated content. we found out that most of them were offered the possibility of sharing articles via social media such as Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, or Instagram, and even they gave the opportunity of sending it by email or posting comments. Only The Guardian, which is a newspaper, a famous newspaper website, gave the opportunity of also sharing comments through social media made on the different blogs that they have. For most of the websites in user-generated content were sports leagues and in the US and football clubs in Europe, where Arsenal and Major League Baseball show the better examples. To our surprise, we found out that Reuters and Associated Press, which are the main competitors of Agence France Presse, did not have a lot in terms of user-generated content. Actually, Reuters has a special section where they have a chance of commenting on articles, but that's it. And Associated Press has nothing, not even sharing on Twitter and Facebook. Most websites that cover sports, they don't adapt any strategies of user-generated content. While, for instance, applications, they usually show a lot of live comments, give real-time statistics, offer the opportunity of sharing on different social media platforms. So, what we found out was that sports websites, when they offer live comment, for instance, covering sport events or different matches, they attract more users when they leave the opportunity for users to interact. Also, we found out that internet is being one of the major sources of information when users want to find information about sports, while mobile applications and social media platforms are an alternative source of information for them. We found out also that what users like to share, mainly it's news, videos, and pictures, in terms of sports information again, through the different social media platforms. ES Community Tool and CBS Sports, which are the tools that we were also studying closely, they reveal that users like to engage actively when they have the opportunity of interacting. We have seen that user-generated content has taken sport into another level to generate content because of the speed in which information is shared, and also because of the large number of users that it exists in the different social media platforms. We believe, therefore, that AFP has a potential to gain more presence in the market by leveraging on those different social media platforms to generate more user-generated content. Finally, our recommendations. We believe that it's important for AFP to use online platforms such as Sendable, Sprout Social, and Postano, which are management tools that allow you to check on the different statistics and real-time posts on different social media platforms. And we also recommend them to use a strategy where they use hashtags, for instance in Twitter, where they can differentiate the information sent by AFP journalists from the other different information shared on this platform. Finally, we also recommend AFP to use second screen experience as another way of engaging users to generate user content on these platforms. So this is it, and thank you very much.